All right. So I'm trying something different. I'm recording. I have my phone here. I'm recording with a Bluetooth speaker device, and I am also going to be recording with my microphone because I have not done a audio recording in quite some time. So let's do this. I'm going to talk just like this into my microphone, and you'll be able to see me here on the computer, but the people on Anchor or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast will be able to obviously just see the video. This is the first time I'm doing both, so I ask that you bear with me. This is not a video. This is not the video that I wanted to record tonight, but I want to record it because something has happened. I'm not going to also name any names because I never do that. Naming names isn't my thing. So, buckle up. I went on Twitter today, and one of the people that I follow had posted a message saying that they're essentially done with their podcast because, you know, they felt called out, they felt attacked because of certain things that are completely harmless. They tried to essentially make everybody understand like it's okay, like everything's fine. I really don't want to go into detail, but the point is that somebody in the BPD community essentially was attacked, and he felt so bad about this, so terrible about this, that he quit his podcast. And I don't know, like, I can't access his Twitter. Like, I can't go on and follow it. And I think he might have deactivated that as well. And it makes me feel kind of terrible that people have this sick desire to attack others for trying to do good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I do not get where people come from or where they get the balls to you know, see someone going, oh, hey, you know what? Everybody should get a second chance. And then you go, no, they shouldn't. Fuck you. And like, really? Really? I've gotten second chances. I've gotten third and fourth chances. With my family, I've got 1 billion chances. It doesn't... The person that caused me probably 95% of the trauma I experienced as a child, I'm now kind of friends with. And let me explain how and why. So, you know, I've talked about this in the past. This person used to be like my stepmother, right? They were married to my dad. And I've talked before in my audio only portion of the podcast that some of the things that they've done, some of my feelings, and just how much they had affected me and how much I hated them. When my brother died let me back up. When I was 18, I left. I got out of the house and I moved in with my mom and stepdad full time. I escaped is how I saw it. I moved in full time and I essentially never looked back, right? When one of my brothers on that side of the family died at the age of 18, it essentially brought us all back together, right? It brought us all back together. You know, we reconciled with each other, and I recognized that I wasn't easy. I wasn't completely innocent, right? I was a terror in school, at home, and I'm not trying to excuse it. I'm not trying to defend it, but we're friends now. And not just because we've reconnected over the passing of my brother or her son. Not just because of that. I'm really upset. And when I get upset, a lot of cough. Not just that, but she has 2 kids, younger kids with the husband that she had after my dad. She's got 2 younger kids that are about the same age as my kids. And those kids, all 4, are best friends. Her 2, my 2. Best friends. So we're constantly seeing each other. I mean, not nowadays, obviously, because of the pandemic, but we saw each other a lot before the pandemic. And when we first saw each other, there was obviously no ill will, no hard feelings. It was me and her, and we were all in the funeral home, and we got along. Obviously, I'm not gonna make a scene at a funeral, and I didn't even want to. I was numb. I've talked before how I didn't cry at my own brother's funeral, and it was not because I wasn't sad, but I was just kind of numb. I was disassociated, and not that they're the same thing, but those were feelings that I had kind of coinciding with each other. After that, we arranged play dates at her house first with our kids, and it was weird because I talked about borderline personality disorder. I talked about a lot of things, right? I talked about we didn't go over everything, but we reconciled, and I think we both had closure. Because I think she felt guilty. She had come out and said later on at an event that we were at that she recognized that she shouldn't have been acting that way while she was acting that way. And sometimes she'd lose control, which she recognizes, which is huge. And I, I've never forgotten. I've never, stopped thinking about every little thing that happened, using my body as a human barricade against my door so she wouldn't beat me. Just some of the other psychological and physical things that happened. And I just let it go. In the sense that I wasn't going to bring it up with her anymore. I wasn't going to make it a thing. It wasn't going to be awkward. We still talk, and so we moved forward. We reconciled. This person who I once hated, who I used to dream about the terrible things I would want to happen to them, the person who's hurt me the most out of anybody, like that I said, 90-95% of my trauma, I believe, we're fine. We're on good terms. And not only that, we went to an indoor trampoline place, and we let the kids bounce, and we just chatted. And someone that recognized her came up to her and said, "Oh, hey, are you so and so?" Yeah, hey. And they were chatting and reconnecting, and she said, "This is my stepson. He's my son. He's not biological. He's my stepson. I used to be married to my dad." She still introduced me as her stepson. And that kind of meant everything to me. That meant the world to me. And we have such a good relationship now. So I bring this up because when I see people trying to prove that same point and then get attacked for it, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. It pisses me off because it's like someone trying to do good and getting shit on for it. When I was in high school, when I was younger a lot, and I mean still sometimes today, I used to feel like I got shit on no matter what, right? Regardless of how good I tried to do, it was never enough. And I've experienced that as jobs. I've experienced that at home as a parent. I've experienced that everywhere. And it sucks. I can't imagine what this person felt. They started this journey trying to help others and trying to raise awareness for men that men can be emotional too. Like, it's okay for men to be emotional. It's okay for men to cry. It's okay for men to talk about mental health. Men are not, we're not seen as emotional as others. A lot of us were taught as a child, if not all of us, that emotions make you weak. I need a drink, and I am not going to do that on camera because that's just weird. So I'm putting this up so you don't see me drink on camera because I'm self-conscious about a lot if you couldn't tell. I realized, you can probably hear that, the water, and I realized that the audio people are, like, it's not gonna make a difference with the audio people. They're gonna hear it, or anyway. My point is that this person set out on a journey. This person has mental health issues and decided to put themselves out there, which is one of the hardest, scariest, most terrifying things you can do. They went and they put themselves out there, and they wanted to show that, like, everybody should get a second chance. People can improve. People can get better. I used to be such a douchey asshole when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, before I had kids. And obviously it started getting better when I had kids. But I get Facebook memories that pop up, and it's frightening to see how I used to be. So why would someone attack someone else that's just trying to do good? What is wrong with people? I'm not trying to be super negative, but I'm not happy. This guy quit his podcast, everything he had worked for. He had over 700 followers on Twitter. I have 23. He tried. He tried to make this world a better place, and people shit on him for it. And if he's, for whatever reason, by some weird miracle, he's watching this, know that you are not alone. Know that I got your back. And anybody who has my back will automatically have your back. I love you, man. You're part of the BPD family. You tried to make a difference. You put yourself out there. And I am so sorry you got treated the way that you got treated. It blows my mind. And I hope that one day we see you come back. We see you back on Twitter. We see you doing your podcast again. Because I think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. And takes so much bravery. You didn't hide behind glasses like I'm doing. You know? And if you guys hear the wind, it's like 100 degrees in my apartment, so I have the window open. But, you know, and it's super windy out. I want to see you back, man. Don't give up. I know it feels like you've given up, and it looks like you've given up, but don't give up. You know? People are counting on you. It may not seem like it, but they are. I'm counting on you. I'm rooting for you. You know, I am. I get so upset because I see people do good, get shit on, and then I feel like when they quit or when they give up, it's like the bullies and the trolls and the assholes win. I remember I was 10 when I had my first suicidal thought. I'm almost 29. I was 10 when I had my first suicidal thought. I went into the kitchen of the trailer that I'm standing in, and, you know, trigger warning. And I held a giant knife against my stomach, and I thought, you know, would anybody care if I just gutted myself, if I just pushed it in? And I remember standing there for a while. I don't remember exactly how long, but I stood there for a while, and I thought, well, if I do this, I can just imagine them laughing over my dead body, all the bullies, cheering themselves on, and them essentially winning. Anybody who's struggling with something like this, trying to do good, and it's not just people trying to do good. Anybody who's trying to do good, who is starting a podcast or a blog or a vlog, or anybody who's starting anything that they feel strongly about or have felt strongly about at one point, if somebody's shitting on you and somebody's trying to make you feel bad, that means that they are worthless themselves, and they're trying to take their worthlessness and make themselves feel better by making others feel worthless, right? Don't let them win. Don't do it. I know where I only have like maybe 2 viewers on YouTube, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 9 or 10 people that listen to me on Anchor or my other podcast. I know that I'm going to get mean comments. I know that I'm going to get shit for the way I look, the way I sound. I'm going to get shit because the internet's the internet. And that's the risk you take when you put yourself out there. But you can do so much good, and you have inspired so many people. And I've been told myself that I've inspired people to start their own podcast, and that just blows my mind. That absolutely blows my mind and doesn't make any sense to me, but it means a lot to me. It means everything to me. And that motivates me to keep going. So, I'm going to go. I'm getting too heated, but just don't give up, man. Come back. Take a break, you know. And then, like I said, to anybody out there who is starting something, whether it's a YouTube career or a podcast or writing or blogging or whatever, don't give up. Don't let the bullies and the assholes win. And this might sound like a weird thing to say, but when all else fails, I'll be here. Don't give up for me, if that makes any sense. Don't give up for me. Do your best, you know, and take a break. Take a break when you need it, and kind of reassess things, you know. DM me, message me, you know, email me, tweet at me, whatever. Comment on this video or on a podcast episode or whatever, you know. Reach out to me, any of you who are struggling, and I'll be there. I hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. And don't let them win. Don't let the bullies win, man. All right, I'm going to go. That's it for now. I know this wasn't a super long episode, but, like, you know, it is what it is. I'm learning to kind of do what I want in that regard, and I'm learning to learn my limits. My little podcast anchor timer here says we're at 17 minutes, 27 seconds, and my headphones just fell off my computer. I'm falling apart here. I know what it's like to feel worthless, and I know what it's like to feel like a piece of shit, and I know what it's like to try and fail and to genuinely give 1,000% to people and for it not to work. You know, my video is frozen. I don't know why, but that's great. I'm going to go. I love you guys. I'll see you later.